Welcome back. Final game of day one, game 24. South Africa take on Australia. Unbeaten so far, South Africa in the competition. And good results for the Blitzbokke. And having also the upper hand, having won 50 games against Australia's 27. The last time they played, South Africa victorious by 17 points to 7. And that was in Paris last season. Werner Koch, former World's Sevens Rugby Player of the Year, scored 4 tries today. And this is earlier on against Russia, where Blitzbokke were victorious. It's good to see him in good form, Werner Koch. A number of the Blitzbokke players have really had good form so far this season. They talked of a very tough pre-season. They just couldn't wait to get on the park.
And the top try scorers for the tournament so far today: Terry Burua, Billy Odyamba, and Werner Koch in third position. Well, everything to play for in this game. The Flintstones are out there. The South African fans have stayed on till a little later than anticipated on a glorious Cape Town evening, and those are the two teams that will take to the park.
Yeah, rightly so. It's been a picture-perfect day. And South Africa, once again, the same starting 15 that started the day today. And Mayer's one of the experienced players. James Stannard, the 33-year-old that made his debut back in the 2008-2009 season. Very experienced.
And Ed Jenkins, the Australian, needs one more try to equal the Australian overall history in terms of total try scoring. Well, those are the two teams ready to roll out. You mentioned Werner Koch. The man in front has captured the side brilliantly in the last couple of weeks, Philip's name, and behind him, Chris Stride, hugely instrumental in the defensive lineup of this team.
The change in captaincy also has been seamless for all the Springboks. Philip Sneeman, the new captain, Carl Brown, still part of the team. And well supported here in Cape Town are the Blitzbokke.
And of course, everything to play for. South Africa have won their first 2 games. If they were to lose now, it would come down to points difference. So for Australia, it's do or die to get into the top half of the knockout. For South Africa, it is more than likely do or die, although their points difference is probably stronger than both that of the USA and of Australia.
Here it is, a picture of the 30-year-old Ed Jenkins, debut back in Wellington 07-08. Joel Stransky touched on that. One more try to be the Australian leading point scorer
try scorer of all time. Yeah, incredible record for Ed Jenkins. We hope he gets the record, just not tonight against South Africa. So Richard Kelly, the New Zealand referee, will officiate this game.
Those are the standings of Pool A. At the top, the United States, South Africa, and Australia with game in hand. And this is the final game of day one here in Cape Town. Teams have met 77 times in the 7 series, South Africa and Australia. This clash will be number 78. Straight up the middle from Australia. And immense pressure, Branko du Preez wiggles his way through the defensive effort of the Australians. Senatla, Sabelo Senatla. And it's Werner Koch who tidies up for South Africa. Guard wide, Philip Sneeman looking to come back in field. Great line from the captain of South Africa. Still with possession, the Blitzbokke. Senatla.
You tackled him.
Well, it was a clever little grubber, wasn't it? Looked like he just dropped it down on the boot, put it through, and was tackled after he put it to boot. And the irony of Senatla, he's a running player. He does kick a little bit every now and then. Look at, oh, it's just sublime. Little drop kick. Just dropped it down. Charlie Taylor committed to the tackle, and penalty it is. Well, coming back to Senatla, not just a great run of the ball, great reader of play, understanding spacing behind the defensive line and when to kick.
Du Preez change of direction for the Blitzbokke, almost intercepted.
Oh, that is
lucky knock on.
That is a hallelujah pass, and there's a little bit of handbags coming out there.
Crowd not loving that.
Nothing.
Altercation.
Jesse Parai, who's not happy about something.
Oswald.
Well, we'll go back to the pass rather than talk about the handbag stuff. It was a very speculative pass from Branko Dupree.
Here we go.
The whistle had gone. That's why he's not happy.
Yeah.
Jesse Parai.
Green ball.
Well, he didn't like it. Whether the whistle had gone or not, he wasn't a happy camper.
Fine.
South African ball.
Set.
You can watch that pass of Branko Dupree.
Time out.
A little edgy out there at the moment. Great to see. Still a lot at stake for both these teams. If Australia do manage to beat South Africa, it would more than likely be the USA that get knocked out, because I can't see them getting enough points to knock South Africa out.
Scrum under pressure. South Africa tidies up. Bernard Kok. He's been good. Bernard Kok puts on the burners. Superb defense from Australia. Snyman at first receiver. And immense pressure on the Blitzbokke. Good numbers of the breakdown.
Above the horizontal.
Quick to take it.
Only.
Dry. Long pass out for South Africa. Not going to hand. Senatla. Sabelo Senatla. Final pass to Bernard Kok, who needs some support. Back in field goes Kok. Senatla. South Africa. Branko Dupree. Carl Brown on the outside. Dupree looks to straighten. Solid defense from James Stannard.
Well, he read it well, James Stannard, as Cecil goes quick.
And Philip Snyman, the captain, should go in the corner. The Blitzbokke are on the board.
Well, it's been a cracking game so far. A little bit of handbags, lots of feeling out there, lots of emotion, and lots of great finishing right now. Well read by South Africa, hugely experienced. Freed up the captain, Snyman, on the outside. Not the fastest man in the South African team, but certainly more than enough gas to get in at the corner. And South Africa are off to start. The stadium is pumping, the crowd are loving it. Just so good at identifying space, this Blitzbokke team.
Right up against the touchline for Branko Dupree. Not his greatest kick of the day.
I think he'll be happy, Neil Powell. His team weren't all that good in their game earlier against the USA. Managed to come out on top, but so far they've been very clinical in the way they've gone about things. One loose pass and everything's been superbly accurate. And that is a great score for Snyman in the corner.
Over 2 minutes left in the first half. South Africa restarts. Onto the right-hand corner. Good contest. And Jesse Parai wins it back. Stannard with the clearance. Not going to find touch. Africa. South Africa. Bernard Kok and support. South Africa. Blitzbokke looking to keep ball in hand, and immense pressure was Sabelo Senatla. Dupree. Branko Dupree. Not the biggest lads of this Blitzbokke team. They can certainly identify space. Bernard Kok. Great line speed from the Australian, but Kok will find a bit of space. Bernard Kok over the halfway line. Bernard Kok now approaching the 22. He's got the gap. He's got the pace. No, he hasn't. James Stannard. What a try-saving tackle. Penalty advantage for South Africa.
Well, there's a lot of feeling out there, isn't there? The Aussies want it badly. The Blitzbokke want it even more so in front of their home crowd. It's a brilliant bit of skill and break from Bernard Kok. One of the top try scorers so far today. Showed a real bit of fleet of foot.
In front of their upright for Dupree, and the flags are raised. 12 points to 0.
Well, look at this. Just the timing of the pass. The Australian defence stretched a little bit tight. And he ran into a good bit of space to Carl Brown. Try number 2 for South Africa.
Make sure you stay behind.
Final game of day 1 of the HSBC 7 Series in Cape Town, South Africa. So South Africa restarts. Gathered by Jesse Pahari. Chris Try once again leading the defensive effort of South Africa. Standard. Australia finding a bit of ball. Looking to finish strong in their first half. Sinatra makes a good tackle. Back on it to compete. Half-time hooter goes. South Africa win the penalty. Branko de Prier, 2-1. It's South Africa. The 22 race, he will go all the way. Try number 3 for the Blitzbokker.
Well, South Africa showed a brilliant step, some great feet, paced the finish, but most importantly, Siabela Sanatla chased back, made the tackle, his feet quickly, won the turnover, and that man was off like a Cape Town Southwester. He was gone. Well, Branko de Prier may not take the... Well, that is late. Put him down. It's not a tip tackle, it's a fraction late, though. Getting a little bit of attention, Branko de Prier. It's going to be South Africa will try and convert his own try, but what about the footwork from South Africa?
And George was touching the decision making of the ball players in this team. Not the biggest, but they know how to identify space. And not a great conversion from South Africa. Half time here at Cape Town Stadium. De Prier, the 2-1. The step inside outside.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Africa, third try for the Blitzbokker.
They said, because they're firing so hard, they're going to try and pull us down and bring us into that stupid fight mentality. Let's give us discipline and keep that control.
Welcome back. South Africa lead by 17 points to 0 against Australia. They completed 22 passes in that first. Looking to finish strong and be on top of Pool A. Justin Gedulds, one of the replacements at half-time, restarts the second half. Secured the restart. Australia. Hutchinson making the tackle.
Running free.
Brown, the turnover. Snyman, Philip Snyman! Philip Snyman! Whoa! A dream start in the second half for South Africa.
Keep on saying there's an element to the South African team that is just devastating. The attitude, the pressure they put on from defence in particular, which defines that attitude, is really what makes this team. The enormous pressure they put on Australia, crumbling under that pressure by the men in canary yellow. And Snyman has got in at the corner. Second try for him in this game. And having a blinder, leading by fine example, the captain.
Yeah, Jordan, it's the senior players with the power play in this Blitzbokker team. Right up against the touchline.
Right.
Franco Dupriat. Can he add the extra 2? It is a pullover kick. It's looking good. It is over. The crowd in full blast here at the CapeTown Stadium, witnessing some great touches from the Blitzbokker.
Staying on their feet around that tackle area. They put the opposition under so much pressure at the breakdown. And another steal, turnover, an easy score eventually.
Good claim once again from the restart from Hutchinson for Australia. Not too much position for the Australians. They need to chase this game. They keep ball in hand. Able to roll away. Ruan now. James Stannard spotting the opening on the right hand side. And gets a kind bounce. Great touch finder from the experienced Australian.
Yeah, Justin Cadell thought he had a little chance of keeping that in play, but not to beat. Super kick. Well, for what it's worth, Australia need to win this to qualify for the Cup. They've got a long journey back though.
Will it be the start of the long journey? Could be something on the right hand side for Australia. The offload, it's a loose ball. Dylan Sage tidies up. They dominated in the collision. Penalty advantage for Australia for the first time in today's clash. Inside the Blitzbokker's 22. Franco Dupriat makes the tackle. It is not enough. Sam Ayers scores Australia's first try.
The penalty, the quick tap and go. Australia playing into that little void left by South African players who had not retreated yet 10 metres, and Sam Myers has capitalised. Good appreciation of the space and where to get going. Good step and go as well from Henry Hutchinson, and Myers rounded off.
Still plenty time on the clock for Australia to bounce back. 24 points to 7. Stannard with the restart deep. A tester for Kwagga Smith. Up he goes. Good under the high ball is Kwagga Smith. Senata with the Blitzbokker got the advantage. Ross goes. Speckman has come on. Speckman. Adult. Ruan now. Has he got the legs, the pace? Oh boy, he has. Another great finish by South Africa. Ruan now, the try scorer.
Well, coaches talk about accuracy, they talk about precision, and they talk about execution. There's a little pass here from Franco Dupriat into the hands of Ruan now, which is absolutely pinpoint accuracy. In fact, it's Justin Cadell who made the pass. Right out in front of him. He ran onto it without breaking stride. Too much gas for the Australian defence. And another super score for the Blitzbokker.
Yeah, no substitution for pace, must be said. Ruan Null, the 25-year-old. Debut season was last year, 2014-2015 season. Justin Cadell. Just shaving in the upright, unable to convert. 2 minutes left in day 1 of the HSBC 7 Series, the CapeTown League.
Well, he's got out-and-out gas as Ruan Null. And as you said, Owen, no substitute for it, but just the precision of the South African team in this game is... I am absolutely sure Neil Powell will be delighted with the performance.
The build a little shorter restart. Chris Dry gathers. Ref says not 10.
The ball never travel 10.
I spoke too soon. The first mistake, really.
The ball must travel 10 metres.
So that clock is winding down on Australia, and having not managed to win this game, they will go into the bottom half of the draw. South Africa will play Wales in the Cup quarter-final tomorrow, a repeat of last week's semi-final, which South Africa won.
Last roll of the dice for Australia. Looking to find space, and they create space on the right-hand side. Not committing enough numbers of the breakdown with South Africa. Breached on the inside, a good run from Gibbon, Alex Gibbon. Did that go forward? Yes, it did. Advantage South Africa. Sinatla, not too many opportunities for him.
Advantage over.
And this clash over the top, that has gone forward.
Advantage over from the front.
Richard Kelly had called advantage over, so it'll be Australian ball. Quokka Smith, just every single player that comes onto this field in their green and gold shirt just makes a massive difference. Going for the little ball over the top was Justin Cadult.
Probably last
Marginally just going forward. No, this is the scene here in Cape Town. It's been a glorious day. The ocean behind has been like glass the whole day, not a breath of wind. It's been hot, and it is just a beautiful evening now.
Rogers has been entertained with some really outstanding skills from the teams here. The final who to go. South Africa firmly in control. Great performance in day one.
A little tug on the hair there, I think, is the call from Richard Kelly. He's got him by the dreadlocks. That's not good.
Not at all. The final whistle is gone. Great performance day one, Joel Strensky from the Blitzbokker.
Yeah, absolutely perfect performance. Maybe one or two